New question, and this time the number one person gets to be Dave Bragg. And the question is there a problem with parking downtown? If so, what can be done about it?
That's a great question. It depends on what time of day you're there.
Yeah.
You know, right now, parking has not been a huge issue as of yet. I do know that when we fill in a lot of the vacancies we have on Santa Cruz Avenue, and when we fill in the businesses on Malcolm and Real, we're going to have to address those issues. And when we do, one of the things that I've thought about and pushed for is that in these development plans is basically three things. Allowing for underground or subterranean parking in those areas, making sure that we have the infrastructure for walking and biking traffic in those areas, and make our communities more walkable and bikeable, well, as we build out the area on El Camino. Other than that, I've always been able to find a parking space within 5–10 minutes right now.
Okay.
It's
Kelly?
still a problem. I think we've made some progress. When I got on council, I heard over and over again from a variety of merchants downtown, parking was a problem. You know, people would get a ticket after shopping and going for lunch. People who got their hair done would get tickets. This is not the way to treat people who are visiting your downtown. We studied the problem. We worked with the Chamber of Commerce. We worked with the merchants. We came up with, you know, you have to fail. You have to try different things to find what works. Today we've changed the amount of time in different slots so we can get shorter, faster turnover right along Santa Cruz Avenue, and we've created 2 lots where you can, if you want to stay more than the 2 free hours, you can pay and stay for 3, 4, 5 hours. We're monitoring this. It's not perfect, but it's getting better. There's more to do.
Thank you. Catherine, what do you think about parking in downtown Menlo Park?
Parking in downtown Menlo Park is critically important because if people can't find parking spaces, if people aren't comfortable that they can get a place close, they're not going to go to downtown. And so when we talk about revitalizing our downtown, this is a critical part. And it's important that many residents have parking that is close to shops. We have a community of people with young children and elderly people who really can't go blocks and blocks, nor will they. Right now, I've heard that in peak hours, our downtown specific lots are 85% full. And that's with 14 empty places. As Menlo Park revitalizes, we're really going to have a parking issue. I don't have a problem with, they talk about parking structures. Do not want a big one. You can have them at 35 feet so that they're non-obtrusive back on Crane Street. You could do things like, we have 1,300 parking spaces in downtown Menlo Park. About 500 of those are people who work. They're permits for people who work. Now, granted, they're not all going to be there at the same time, but we can inspire those people to park in the in that area so that we open up spaces around our retail areas.
Great, thank you. Carolyn.
Like Catherine, I believe that the employees should have parking structures for employee parking only, so that the remainder of the parking available is for the people that are shopping and visiting downtown or doing business downtown. We should also think about some alternative ways of shuttling people from the east to the west, since these are where the basic services are and we have to come over here sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So if we have a shuttle that runs longer hours that can accommodate us and get us back and forth, that would definitely help a lot. We need to just maybe look at hiring local and shopping local so that you know, you don't have a lot of employees who need to park, because if you're local, people can bike, and if we hire some of the youth from Belhaven and they can ride that shuttle over, that would make a lot of sense to me. So those are my ideas of parking. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, Ray, your turn.
Yeah, so on the Transportation Commission, we actually look at this issue. And what was interesting was one of my first meetings. They're actually, when you look at downtown parking, we actually have adequate spaces. The problem that we have is that employees are parking where they shouldn't be. So they're making people walk greater distances. And like Kelly was talking about, people are getting tickets when they were getting hair appointments and things like that. The real challenge that we face downtown is as this specific plan comes into effect and we actually do fill up those storefronts like we'd like to, and we have a more vibrant El Camino, we're going to need those parking structures. And the question really is, who's going to pay for those parking structures? And a large part of the opposition to the downtown specific plan was really about that. And that's really going to be the hurdle that we face going forward, is who's going to be able to sit down with the downtown property owners and then figure out collaboratively how we pay for those structures. Their heights, I support what the plan adopted, that the heights be set at the building level where they are now. And I am out of time.
You are indeed. Okay.